Good morning, and how is everybody doing? Listen, because of COVID, I've been sitting at home, and then I realized the other day I opened up my wallet and I have money in my wallet, and I'm like, how comes I keep having money in my wallet? Then I realized because of COVID, I'm not going out. I'm not spending money on all this and that and this, and gas is cheaper because I'm not traveling back and forth. You've been home for a while. But here's the question: all this money we're saving, like myself, where are you putting your money? What are you doing with your money? Here's the thing. If you're wondering, I have all this extra money, what should I do with it? I got somebody special that's coming up to talk to you about it. Stay tuned. Let's go. So if you're like me and you want to know where to put your money, put it safe. Where do you put it? Or you like somebody else? Put it underneath your mattress. Nah, I don't think that's really the safest spot. So what are we going to do? We're going to talk to somebody right now. What should we do? How do we save some money? Let's welcome to the show, Miss Danisha. How you doing?
Hi there. How are you?
Hey, it's great to have you on the show. What have you been up to?
I have been busy at work. We're busy with my kids, getting through COVID. How about you?
All right. Listen, every day I wake up, it's a blessing. But, you realize that, hey, when you get outside, you're like, wait, where's all the cars? Where's everything? It's just relaxing. So what have you been doing different that you wouldn't have done regular without COVID?
So I didn't stop working in this entire season. I went to work every day because I work in financial services. I just did more remote work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be like a stay-at-home /work/mom/teacher?
It has been trying. It has been busy, but you know what? I just roll with the punches. I have gone through diverse adversity before.
Yeah.
So I just, put my head down and say, we're going to get through this. It might not look pretty, but here we are. Yeah.
So it might not look pretty, but give us some background before we dive into this. Where are you from? What's your background?
So I was born and raised in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yes. And how I got to Canada has been quite a journey. I got married at 22 and we left everything and went to the States to do postgraduate work.
Mm-hmm.
And when the recession hit in 2009, we said, what are we going to do? Are we going to go back to Jamaica? I actually went back for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But there was no opportunities. And my husband said, what about Canada? And I said, we have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So we packed up my son at the time. He was only 2.
Okay.
And we moved to Canada. I went to do a teaching degree. And my husband started working. And that was 10 years ago. Canada has been good to us. If you just take a leap of faith and believe that things will work out. And that's the same thing with COVID. We've been here before. Not it's unprecedented,
right.
But you've gone through hard times before. You're made up of tough stuff, so you can get through it. Mm-hmm.
Right. So here's the moral of the story, everybody. Listen to your husband. Okay. No, he I have to give him a round of applause, and you yourself for him to say, something, we were knocked down, but let's just get back up and try it again. Not many people, and then I have to applaud you too, because for you to say, okay, hun, let's go.
Let's do it.
And then you have a little one too. That is jumping into the fire, and then you're just saying, hey, we believe, we trust, we can do it. So that's phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. But here's the thing though. From Jamaica to the States to here, how did the financial part come about?
So I have always been in finance. So I did my undergraduate in accounting and business management in Jamaica. Then I did my MBA in the States in finance and investments.
Okay.
Coming to Canada, I did a bunch of things. of course, to survive. So I did that teaching degree. I worked at Walmart, right?
Yeah, I know.
um, I worked at the banks. So I worked
Okay.
at two of the big five banks. And then now I am at Edward Jones.
Okay, so there's a journey, there's a journey to everybody's life. You just have to stick to it and keep going, right?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So what about financial that gets you giddy? Like, you know what I mean? Some people look at it and go, I can't deal with this stuff. Looks like when you talk about financial, you get a little giddy. Why?
Because I see money as a tool, right? It's not the end all and be all of everything. It's you use it to achieve your financial goals. And I am passionate about changing people's mindset about money and how they treat money. If
Okay.
your goal is getting more money, then you'll never have enough. But you have to set a goal. Say, I want to retire in 5 or 10 years. I want to send my children to school, and then you use that money wisely and smartly to achieve those goals. So that's why I'm passionate about money, because it really gets you to where you want to be. And I think I have been in the slumps before, right?
Mhm.
Not knowing what to do, where to go, but having just a healthy respect of money helped me to get to where I am right now.
Yeah, but then here's the thing: when people say money and they're worried about money and then where to put it, people don't like handing over money. They don't feel the scariness about, I'm going to take this 5,000 and drop it somewhere. I'm going to take every month, I'm supposed to take 20 and drop it somewhere. How do you really know when it's time to start investing or putting it away? What's that key trigger that should tell you, hey, you better start putting this away?
So so I always say you start early and start small. And of course, I can't give on this platform financial advice, because everybody's situation is so different.
Right.
Um, when you invest, you're not supposed to be looking for magic, right? You do it small and do it safe over time, right? It's not so, and that's where people make a mistake when they say, okay, I'm gonna invest 2,000 now and I want 5,000, 10,000 in a couple of months. It's not magic, right?
That's what we think. We put it in and we expect it to turn back over.
No, I really don't want to talk about.
No, it's not about, don't talk about it, but I'm talking about, let's go into, forget about like how it works. Let's
Right.
talk about mindsets, because we have to change people's minds.
Mindsets,
Because
yes.
at the end of the day, and let's go, okay, you're from Jamaica. Let's talk about it, okay? Remember, we have a certain mindset about, back in the days, we did partner, we did this, we did that, right? Remember, that's how we weren't so into the financial, learning about the financial and learning how it can actually benefit us longer in the long run. It's like, start small, so you can move into the future and have something built in the end, right?
Yeah. And so what I have found just by being in this seat, people don't get rich overnight, or even rich people, they weren't born rich. There are some that were, but how do you eat, an elephant? It's one bit at a time, right? So just generally, I would say, just do something that you don't feel, right? Maybe 25, $50 a week or a month, and you'll see how that compounds, right? I always just say start small and then leave the complex stuff to a trusted advisor, right? And that's all that I would do.
Right, because I always tell this story. If you put away $1 a day for 1 year, how much money did you just make? Right? So
yes, 365, and then there's interest on top of that.
Exactly. So if you can go to Tim Hortons every day, okay, and buy a coffee, and usually buy 2 coffees, buy one, take that other money, put it away. Your money will grow. But the thing is, we need somebody like you to teach us how to grow the money, right? And that's the part where I think now in the day and age that we live in, we're a little scared of things that are happening and where to put it. And is there, like, for example, is there many different ways of putting money away?
There are multiple. There are a plethora of ways. Of course, there are stocks and there are bonds. There are mutual funds. But there are just three principles that I like to talk about. Is one, we buy quality, so
Okay.
we're not into risk, just going willy nilly. One,
Yep.
we buy quality, and then we diversify. We don't put all our eggs in one basket, right?
Okay, so let's talk about that stuff. So a lot of us want, like you said, the reason we see risk because we want quick, fast money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're saying, that's nice and dandy, but be secure, be generous, be safe. So go for ones that are really, really safe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number two,
I shouldn't say really, really safe, because there's risk and reward, right?
Mhm.
But we buy quality, something that like you said, something that might pass through COVID, something that has been
Right.
a company or an investment that has stood the test of time. A quality company or a quality investment would be one that has a long track record of growth and
Right.
performance.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is it's a marathon run, not a 100-meter dash. Okay. So if you're looking for a sprint, don't be looking for a sprint. Okay. Warm up your legs, stretch, grab your water bottle. It's going to be a long marathon, but at the end, you still get that gold medal, but it's there. Okay.
And then the diversification. And then, like you said, so it's quality, diversification, spreading your risk, and then holding it for the long term.
Okay, so when you say diversify, it's like you said, don't put all your eggs into one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take a little here, take a little here, take a little here, so we can grow a portfolio.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Okay.
that if one does not perform as well as you would want, the other would. I would always say it's like an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
What elevator do you want to go up? One with one cable or with 20 cables?
I like that analogy because I'm going for that safe. I want to be safe when I'm going up and down.
So you would go up the one with 20 cables.
Exactly. And you're going to get there safe. It'll take some time, to raise you up, but you're going to get there safe. Okay. So this is the thing that we all have to understand. You have to dive in sooner or later in life. Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong. You have to dive into this stuff. If you want to be safe, you want to, make it for the future, for retirement and everything, for schooling and everything, diving in is something you should at least look at. Okay. At least call you and find out and learn about.
Yeah. At least explore.
Yeah.
You want to achieve your financial goals. You want to, send those kids to school. You want to retire on time and stay retired, and just to protect your children for the future. So my aim, especially in terms of community, mm-hmm. is changing people's perspective on money. And it's not just about making more money. It's really about having your children. I would say protecting yourself, because you want to be your first, second, and third choice. You don't want to go onto the government and that kind of thing. So I work with the community a lot. Doing financial literacy. How do you pay down your debt? Because sometimes, finances, one can get so overwhelmed. But what I like to do is have people take a deep breath and just show them. Because I find that as you learn, your anxiety level goes down as it relates to money. And
it does.
It's the ignorance that hurts us, right?
Right, because we don't know. So I'm saying, I think a lot of us is like we see stock markets go up and down. We hear banks and we hear mortgages, and then 2.9 over 3%. And listen, when I bought my house and they're telling me, oh, your mortgage is this, and then your saving is this, and 2.9 over fiscal year, I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. All of a sudden, all I know is my heartbeat is pounding because I have to hand you how much money a month? Where my money is going?
Right. And then you avoid, because anything that you don't know, you avoid. And then, so it's about bringing clarity to the money space.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we want to talk about how we get in touch with you. What's the best idea to help us out? Because you're there, like you said, you love teaching, you like to help people out. And then we're going to talk about, what's the first steps that we should take to get a hold of you, to, go to that next level. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
See, that's what I want right there. I need to save my money to go on a fabulous trip like that. You know what I mean? Put money away so I don't feel like when I want to go on a trip, I know where my money is. I can go and take some out and feel comfortable, take some out and go for a nice vacation. Because this is what we need to understand, that things happen. Let's talk about like, besides this, how in life, let's talk about life in general.
Mm-hmm.
COVID, like you need to have money saved up, because like when stuff like this happens, talk about that.
Yeah, so we need an emergency fund right off the bat, right? There are so many people that, it's unfortunate that this COVID season really wiped them out. Yeah. And a big portion of it, there were people who were doing the right things and, were set back, but there were people who were really wiped out because they did not prepare, right?
Yeah.
So we want, going forward, to start saving, right? And putting money away for seasons like this so that you can stand on your 2 feet.
Right.
And I understand how overwhelming it can be for folks. And that's why I like to just share information. And it's that information, that knowledge, that's the part that gives people the fire. Mm-hmm. To start getting their finances in order.
All right. So let's talk about age. Is it what age should you start? Is it too late? Like people think, I'm already in my 70s or my 60s. Is it too late for me? Or someone's like, I'm only 13. I'm just starting my first job. Do I need to start? I could start later. I want to save all my money because I want to get those new Nikes and those new, you know what I mean? What's the age?
It's never too late, and it's always best to start early. Because even with my 13-year-old, he just turned 13. That 2-year-old that we're talking about, he's now 13.
Yeah.
I've started to have him save, try to teach him at an early age so he won't make any of the mistakes or go through some of the hardships that I have gone through. So if you're young, start early and allow compounding, right, your investments to work for you. And if you're old, it's never too late to start changing, right?
Yeah, because we think, a lot of us think, okay, well, I had my time, I'm retired now, or, I'm almost in retirement. It's too late for me to start to put nothing away.
No, it's never too late. And it's also important to leave a legacy for your children's children. So what also I'm passionate about is wealth transfer. So you always wonder about, and this is what I talk about in the community, is how do you break poverty, right? How do you break the cycle of poverty? And I always say that each generation is a spring. We spring money and we spring wealth, but if we don't transfer that wealth, that ocean of wealth to the next generation, that generation will have to spring their own wealth. And that's why there are some individuals where their children have to start. I have to start over. I don't know if you have an inheritance, but you might have to start over. But my hope is that my children won't have to start over.
Oh, okay.
And them ahead of the game. So
I see what you're saying is like each year or each generation, because each generation, there's nothing saved up. So we're scratching from the bottom again.
Starting over.
Okay. Yeah. And if we help each other grow,
and there are others it's important for them to leave a legacy for their children so that they don't have to start over. They just have to build on what they've got, right? And that's how you break poverty generationally.
And then let's be real here. We're not talking about, doesn't have to be in the millions or in the billions.
Right.
Okay. But if you leave, if you leave thousands or 100,000s, that is a deposit on a house or on a condo for your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. That's a deposit, because how we know is like just to get a house nowadays, you need a deposit. We're struggling to get deposits. We can do a monthly payment, but that first deposit is so big. If you could say, here, I left this for you to start your life with your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever the case may be. Here's something to start off. It's much easier.
Yeah. Or you transfer the family house, right? You buy a house in this generation and you give it to the next generation. They don't have to buy a house now. And they can, instead of having a mortgage payment, they can do so much more, right? So that's what I like.
I like your analogy, because I wasn't even thinking of it that way as well. Like, you build on the house together, transfer it, it's yours, and then you just keep leaving something for the next generation, and then that 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom house keeps growing every generation. I like that. Do like that. All right. So here it is. She's on LinkedIn. So if you want to go and find out some information, she's on LinkedIn. Check her out on LinkedIn. We can also go right here. All right. Give her an email and just, and like we were talking about, just ask a question. Say, listen, I saw you on the show and I don't know if this pertains to you or not, but this is why I want to start off. How can you help me out? Send it an email. Okay. And if you want to take a look at her, go to the website but make sure you look at this / and put her name down. Okay. Just don't go to the website / and put her name down so you can get her directly. Okay. And one more time, I'm going to put the website up.
Yeah. And then I wanted to announce, because so with IWB, which is the Immigrant Women in Business, we are going to be opening up a chapter here in Barrie.
Okay.
Right. So all the, immigrant women, everybody came from somewhere, whether you're here in Canada or whatever. We want to really build a community of women helping each other and building the economy and the community. So that's a big thing for me.
All right. So once again, there they are. Big shouts out going out to Savannah, always doing her thing. Big shouts out going out to her. All right. So is there anything that we missed? Okay. Because I know we were talking about, the mindset about it, getting into it, why we should do it. Did we miss anything? What else did we miss to help people move closer or even to get into that mindset of saving the money, looking for financial, wealth for later on, financial wealth for when you retire. So you're not retired at 65 and then looking for a part-time job. You know what I mean? It's something that when you retire, you saved up properly. No, I'm retired. I'm going out because I want to go out, not because I have to go out. You know what I mean? So do we miss anything?
On the finances part, there are so many things to consider. I don't think we miss anything on that front, but I really want to drive home that I'm here for the Barrie community. And it's not about just finances. Let's network, let's get together and build our community.
Yeah. And that's the key thing that you said. Building, networking, helping each other out.
Helping each other out. Nobody's an island, right?
Right. All right. We're going to take one more break. And when we come back, we're going to sign off and get some more information. Stay tuned.
This is our home, Jamaica, and tourism is the lifeblood of our country. Let's all feel good again. Whether with family or friends, we want you to enjoy your staycation.
We have to ensure that they are comfortable, they feel well protected.
New standards are in place to ensure your safety. We are here to serve you better, so you can have the best experience. Come out and rediscover Jamaica.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
Rediscover Jamaica.
Heartbeat of the world.
Yes. So one more time, if you need more information, we're talking about finances. You know what I mean? Like I'm showing you vacations. I'm showing whatever. If you want to go on vacations, where's that money? Where are you saving that money? Make sure you find out your finances. It's there. Don't be scared to do what you have to do. Learn about your finances and we'll go straight forward. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's been a fantastic time. Before we go, I just want to put up your information one more time because I know people are thinking about it. There it is. Check her out on LinkedIn. Send her a message. Email, website. Don't hesitate. And then before I let you go, I'd love to help my audience. Give me one tip. What's the first thing we should do?
The first thing to do is to really look at everything. It's going to be messy, right? Track your expenses.
Okay.
Right. And yeah, I don't want to go because everybody's situation is so much different.
Oh, yeah, we get that. Yeah.
The mess, look at it, hold your breath, look at it, track your expenses for at least 6 months to see if there's any surpluses or any deficits. And then you move from there, trying to get your finances together. I really, because of my my position, I have a responsibility not to just make a broad brush statement.
Oh, no, we're not. No, don't worry about that. What we're saying is, this is just A to B, simple stuff. Okay.
Yeah, look at your finances.
Right.
Track your finances and look at your statement to see if there are any deficits or any surpluses. And if there are any surpluses, see where you can trim and start saving.
Right. And that goes for everybody. So it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference which part of your finances or whatever it is. Yeah. We should be doing that. Anyway. We should be doing that regardless of who you are. Anywhere around the world, we should be doing that. Like she said, for 6 months, which everybody should be doing. Since COVID, before COVID, we should be checking, said, hey, wait a minute. For 6 months, let me see how much gas I spend, how much money on food I spend, how much money on leisure. Like how many times did I go to the movies? Am I buying too much movies on Netflix? Am I buying too much, thing? How many times do I go and eat for the week? Am I eating out all the time? This is the certain thing. How much is my car insurance, cable bill, all this stuff? Put it together and then see, wait a minute. I'm going out to the restaurants a little too much. Okay. I could be taking back this $85 that I spend all the time going out and put it back into myself. Okay. So these are simple stuff that we can do. We can all do that. We should be doing that regardless if we're going to go see you or not. We should just know our stuff, right? We should just know that, oh shoot, I need $80. Where am I getting $80 from? Oh, wait, I didn't go out to the restaurant this week. There's my $80, right? This is the things that we should be doing. And then go see this lovely lady to help us move to the next level. All right. So we should be doing that regardless. So that is a great tip to everybody, because I don't think everybody does that. We go from day to day just enjoying life and we don't realize, wait a minute, there's some savings here, some savings there we could do. So that is some good advice. We should be all doing that regardless. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. And we're going to have you on again next time. We can do series after series to help people, because that's the number one thing, is helping people.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for joining the show.
All righty. Take care.
Before we go, we love to do this one thing. It's called the Queen Wave. This is your opportunity to say hi to anybody, any family and friends. Anybody want to shout out? Go ahead.
I'd love to shout out my dear husband who brought me to Canada. Without his support, I would not be where I am now.
All right, there you go. And Big, what's your son's name?
I have Jordan, who was born in the States, and little Joshy, he's 5 years old. So I have 13 and 4 and 5.
Oh, it's a big shout out to you guys. And yes, listen to mommy. Start saving that money. Okay. My mom did the same thing for me. We started early. And then my grandmother, she did the same thing for us. She put stuff away. So, it helps us out. It does help. So listen to your mom. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Take care.
Listen, don't be scared. And that's the number one thing. We talked about it. Get your mind right. You know what I mean? We know it's scary, but once you start, and you go to people like her, which is knowledgeable about this thing, take your time. What does it hurt? Just to send an email out or ask questions, okay? It's key. Networking. Everything happens for a reason. And the one thing that I love that she said, I was talking about, saving money and giving money, and then she made a great point. Your legacy keeps moving and moving. You know what I mean? You start with a house, you move the house over, things in life will happen. Next generation wealth, lovely. For me, that's something I'm going to start doing now, making the next generation for my kids. So great advice. Like I always say, you didn't have to watch. I appreciate you did. Be safe. Say hi to somebody. Love someone. We'll see you next time.
Has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.